Why is nobody talking about Tel? Can I tell you guys a secret? If I could sign one player for Arsenal today, it would be Mathys Tel. I would sign him today, right now, in fact, people. And I think he'd be a great signing for Arsenal. The dream is free. As you lot know, the hustle is separately, people. It's sold separately, better yet. You know, there's a 19-year-old playing for Bayern Munich who graduated from the Rennes Academy, the same academy that brought through, Dembele and all of those kind of players. I believe Tel would be perfect for Arsenal Football Club. Now, on the face of it, from last season, 30 appearances, 7 goals and 5 assists is nothing to scream and shout about. Neither is 16 goals from a total of 69 appearances for Bayern Munich, particularly eye-catching. But stats are not everything. You lot on my channel rarely hear me, sing from the rooftops about a player. I believe one day Mr. Tel will be a world-class footballer, if I'm honest with you. I think he's got it all. He's primarily known for his finishing, his pace, his creative dribbling. He's drawn a lot of comparisons with a lot of key attacking players. He primarily finds himself on the left-hand channel for Bayern Munich, but will be a top striker one day and is quite multifunctional. He's got the technical level, supreme dribbling. He's got that knack of, I can't even explain it, but he always scores or makes a decisive action in decisive moments when his team's up against it. He's got exceptional technical qualities. He plays with intensity. He's extreme levels of agility. He's able to excel in almost any position across the front line, people. He's a quality player and very proficient in a number of roles. Again, he's got great acceleration. He's exceptionally quick. That allows him to outrun defenders and create goal scoring opportunities. His speed is a significant asset in counter-attacking situations or counter-attacking sides, people. I think he'd be a great option for Arsenal in the short term on the left-hand side. Long term, he could be groomed into a striker. His versatility is a key asset of him, people, and makes him a dream for a manager depending on what tactical scenarios or game states they want to play. I would describe him, although stats won't be kind, as a natural goal scorer with a keen eye for goal. He's even got the Benzema hand bandage as well. He's capable of scoring from various positions, and he has a different array of different finishes within his arsenal. Again, and it's one thing having all the technical ability, all the pace, all the array of finishing, playing with a swagger. That's all fun and games. But in this day and age, you need to work very hard for your team and work very hard off the ball. And I think Tel does that. He's known for his high work rate and his determination, both off and on the field. He's constantly trying to press defenders. He'll track back when needed. He'll make selfless runs to create space, obviously for himself, but for his teammates. Being a young player, again, he has significant potential for development and growth. And again, with significant football, his growth could be accelerated. I truly believe once again he'll be a world-class player, and he has a very high ceiling. He's got everything the modern day requires from a decent player. He's athletic, he's tall, he's strong. I'm not Weight Watchers and all these things, but it appears his body mass ratio is good. He has long, gangly legs, but he doesn't play like that. He's got the technical level of a 5'6" Spanish central midfielder, if I'm honest with you. Even though he's right-footed, he's comfortable with both feet, and he's great at striking the ball with both feet and combination play with such. He's fluid in his general play, and he's quite good in that regard. So again, I love this guy. I've tracked his development since I became aware of his talents when he was playing in the youth sides for France. He's a France under-21 international. Unfortunately for him, when you look at France, in their first team, we'd be here all day talking about the more experienced attackers. If he was from another nation, if he was English, he'd be going to the Euros, in my humble opinion, people. The man's quality, really. And I don't think Bayern Munich will sell him. But if there is an opportunity, or if there is a willingness to even get a deal done, then for me, it's got to be done today, people. Again, one very interesting and exciting aspect of his profile is his physique and his technical level, people. It isn't that often that you encounter a physical specimen who is very good in tight spaces and offers a wide range of different but equally important traits across all phases of play. Again, him being a dribbler means he can act as an outlet, people, and he's got an explosive presence on the flanks. So again, in the short term, he's the winger we need. The long term, he can be groomed into a world-class option, in my opinion. And you mix him with the potential signing of Sesko, with Kai Havertz continuing his development, with the young demons in Martinelli and Saka, with Jesus, with Odegaard, with Rice, and the set pieces and all of these things, it starts to look a bit crazy for us people, if I'm honest with you. In August of 2021, he actually became the youngest ever player to line out for Rennes, people, when he came on in the last 5 minutes of their 1-1 draw against Brest. Again, at the time, the 6-foot odds forward was just 16 years of age and 3 months and 19 days old when he made his competitive debut. In total, people, he featured 10 times off the bench in the 2021-22 campaign. Again, in that summer of that campaign, in the summer of 2022, he helped France's under-17 side win the European Championships in Israel. Shout out to you lot, that was part of my watch-alongs where I coined the nickname for him Tel Money, because he's bang on the money half the time. He got 3 goals and an assist in the group stage. He scored a penalty in shootout wins over Portugal and Germany. Evidently, as the captain, he lifted the trophy, which shows another aspect is he's a young leader and he wants to make the difference, people, in that regards, people. He also became Bayern Munich's youngest ever goal scorer when he was 17 years of age, also in August of 2022, when he netted in the DFB Cup, people, against Victoria Cologne, which they won 5-0. You know, he beat the club's previous record holder, Musiala, in that regards, people. The guy's a quality footballer, if I'm honest with you. He also got goals against Copenhagen and Manchester United in the Champions League when he got introduced. One big thing I also like about him is his temperament. You can see when he's not arrogant, but he's got that quiet confidence, that self-belief, that self-belief when, you know, when you come across someone and they don't say anything, but you can tell just the way they carry themselves, the aura is very different. As we know, Arsenal have a divine history with French players, and I think Tel needs to continue that, if I'm honest. You know, for context, as we know in today's day and age, a young, exciting talent, life comes at you quickly. He's actually played more times for Bayern Munich than he has played for Rennes. In fact, I think he only played 10 odd times for Rennes before Bayern Munich pounced and confirmed his signature and brought him to the club, which again, their victory is everybody else's loss, people. Unfortunately for him, though, he would probably have a lot more than 69 senior appearances if he wasn't around the significantly, you know, more experienced and quality players that he finds himself calling teammates at Bayern Munich. You know, the Sanes, the Musialas, the Harry Kanes, the etc. in the front 3 positions, people. As just said, people, Arsenal have had many French players, people, and we've got a divine, rich history with French players. And I think with Tel, if there's a willingness to get this done, we need to get it done. Could you imagine him, Saka, Martinelli, and all of these options? Once again, we would be cooking. Naturally, because of his age, because he's not the finished article, there's several improvements he needs to make. I think his decision-making could improve, but again, that's down to age. Sometimes it could be a bit rushed. Sometimes he plays probably a bit too much on instinct. Sometimes I think he needs better judgment in that regards and needs to develop patience. He can force the issue. I do think, despite the fact that he shows a willingness to want to defend, I do think there's other aspects of the defensive aspect that he could improve at, if I'm completely honest with you, and become a more rounded player. Naturally, he's not known for his strength in the air, despite being 6 foot odd, so he could improve in the air. And naturally, consistency, you know, it's very different showing your quality, but showing your quality every week to where people aren't amazed is something that you need to introduce. And like many young players, maintaining a high level of performance and consistency is ultimately a challenge. Ultimately, I don't think Arsenal could sign him. You know, when you look at the way people concerned with Bayern Munich speak about him, they know he's a potential star. They know they've starved him of minutes, but they know when they do expose him to proper regular football, he's going up to the top. And also in February of 2024, he actually signed a new deal at Bayern Munich. You know, there was rumors he was going to leave, but he signed a new deal until the summer of 2029. So when you've got, you know, them, the way they're talking about you signed a new deal, it probably means we're not going to sign him. And I'm sure their new manager, Vincent Kompany, would not want to sell him anytime soon. But if there is a chance to do business and do a deal for Tel, for me, Arsenal need to get it done because his stocks will continue to rise. One also does wonder, for argument's sake, if Bayern Munich were to sell him and were to let him go right now, how much would he cost? Ultimately, these are questions I cannot answer. But yeah, man, that's all I wanted to say. Big up Tel. I think he's a quality player. Let me know your thoughts on the individual. In theory, would you sign him or not? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. One love for getting me to 60K. I'm off to go and edit another video. But for now, peace.